Okay, so here, I wanted to get a video underneath the car. I hadn't taken one yet, but so here we are. It looks like someone's put a new muffler on it not too terribly long ago, but I think it used to have a dual exhaust outlet because there's a hanger right here, which I think this would have wide maybe here, and they would have run another exhaust pipe over here to come out to kind of give it that faux dual exhaust look, but I'm not sure what that is. But looks like the gas tank has had a couple holes in it, but they've been patched, but it doesn't leak. It has gas in it and it doesn't leak, so it looks like their repair worked, even though it's not too pretty, but it looks like it worked. So here's the rear end, the 229 gear ratio, and then like I said, it's got the sway bar on it, which was an upgrade option, and then it does. I mentioned the panhard bar, which is just how they keep it from shifting side to side, which was how they built this car. And then I mentioned the torque arm, this big thing here.
Oh, what about the suspension? There's something going on.
Oh, yeah, someone put air shocks on it. You can see they've got, that wouldn't have been original. They must have done that for ride height or something. It looks like someone replaced these hoses, when they took the tank out. So these clamps are awful shiny. So looks like they probably had to drop that tank and when it was leaking or something. But yeah, and then someone put air ride shocks. It's got a air valve there, so Schrader valve. Anyway, so there's the rear end. As you can see, basically we're just gonna take all this out and have it sandblasted and cleaned, and then repaint everything, coat it, put new brake lines on it, and make it look nice and functional, and clean up everything, springs, etc. Yeah, so the torque arm, like I was mentioning there, it goes from the rear end, it bolts on the rear end here. There's two big long bolts here, and then it goes all the way up right next to the drive shaft. And then the transmission, which obviously would have been hanging here, bolts to the back of it there. You can see these three holes here, and it bolts there. So that ties the transmission to the rear end to keep the rear end from winding up. So it just keeps the pinion angle from winding up when you torque the car up. So the rest of the car underneath, it had undercoating, which probably saved its life because it's kind of grody looking, but the floors are completely solid. There's not one rust hole under these floors, which is absolutely amazing being a Pennsylvania car. And there was some rust up here, or this isn't rust, this is a plastic. There's a hole in it from the wheel rubbing, looks like, so I'm not sure what happened. There is rust here, so this is about the only really bad hole I've been able to find, which is right behind that front wheel. So it doesn't look huge, so I don't know. I got to pull this. I don't know if somebody looks like they added an extra layer here. There might be quite a bit hidden up underneath here, but we'll pull that all out. But overall, this is all actually solid. I mean, it's rusted on the edges here, but I think we can sandblast most of this off and recoat it. It's solid. The car is amazingly solid, so I'm glad they undercoated it. It's kind of a mess, but it's not rusty where some of the places I thought it would be. So got a lot of work to do under here cleaning this up for sure. There's the throttle cable, or the shifter cable coming through on the console there. And then here's the e-brake. How they do the e-brake, it comes through, got a cable wise off to go both sides of your rear end there for your e-brake. So anyway, that's the underside of it. In an earlier video, I mentioned the four-cylinder. The four-cylinder it would have had in it was the 2.5 liter, the good old Iron Duke. So it would have been a pretty good engine, actually, if it had the four-cylinder. And like my buddy Dave Worthington mentioned to me, he said, you're going to wish it had the four-cylinder in it after you work on that V8 in that thing. And he's not kidding. There's no room in here to put your hands to work on a V8 in this car. It's just not big enough. But yeah, if it had the 2.5 in it, I probably wouldn't have been terribly disappointed. So anyway, that's what it would have had, was the 2.5 liter GM, the good old Iron Duke. So that's the underside of the car. Just a little bit of work to do. But hey, Cam's still young, right? Uh-huh. How many years you got till you drive?
4.
Yeah, little less than 4 now, yeah. I think, yeah. So we got a little bit of time, but we might sneak some drives in before that. All right, bye.